Hi, dear Java students. I wanted to do a quick 2-minute tutorial about Booleans. Boolean is a data type we've talked about a little bit, but not a lot, so I just wanted to show you a little bit more how they work. In this program, I've got two int variables, a and b, and I have an if statement that tests if they're equal, and if they are equal, then I display that they're the same. And you see when I run it, it does what I expect by printing nothing, because they're not the same. But then if I change them to be the same, now it says they're the same. Okay, so this phrase here inside the if statement is a test that could be true or false. I'm saying, is it true that A is the same thing as B? Anything that can be true or false is called a Boolean expression. Boolean is a data type that can only have two values, true or false. So instead of having the test happen in here, we could do this. I could say Boolean are the same equals A equals B. So this looks weird because there's so many equal signs, but think about it this way. The single equal sign means take what's on the right and save it inside what's on the left. So what's on the right of the equal sign is this, and this is a question. It's saying, are these two things the same? This is going to be either true or false, and one of those two things, true or false, is going to get saved inside this variable. You can actually see that if we print it out. So now when I run the program, see how it displayed the word true? That's coming from this print statement. If I change this to 6 or 7, now when it runs, I'll say, is A equal to 7? The answer will be false. False gets saved in here. It'll print false, and then this will be false, so it won't print anything from the if statement. So there you see, it just prints false. So like I said, anything that can be true or false can be saved inside a Boolean. So I could test to see if A was larger than B. I could see if A was less than B, or if A was greater than B, which is the same thing as saying A is not equal to B. Let me show you one more thing. Boolean values can be used as return values from methods. So let's say I've got this. I have this method, which I haven't written yet, called add to 10. It takes two inputs, and it's going to return true if they add to 10 and false otherwise. So now I'm saying if the result of testing if these add to 10 is the same as true, then they must add to 10. So here's the way I could actually create the method here. I'd say public static. Before I would say void, although now we don't want to do that. Add to 10. I see there's two inputs here, so I'd want int A, int B. And I could do this. I could say if A plus B equals 10, return true. Otherwise, return false. And now it's complaining because I'm trying to return true or false, but I have a void method here. So if you change this to Boolean, because Boolean is the data type that could be true or false, now the method is all self-consistent. So I'm returning a value that is the same as the expected return value here. And when I run it, it doesn't display anything, but then if I change this to be two numbers that do add to 10, now they add to 10. So the point here is I wanted to show you that you can have methods that return Boolean, and these methods are usually a test to see whether or not something is true. I should also tell you that there's a much shorter way to write this. I might as well show you right now. So if the if statement is true, I'm returning true. If this if statement is false, I'm returning false. So a shorter way to write the same thing is if I just return whatever the value of that statement is. So if you think about it, let's pretend A is 5 and B is 5. In that case, 5 plus 5 equals 10 will be true, and so I'm returning true, because I would want that to be my return value for the add to 10 method. Another thing is I don't actually have to test up here if it equals true. Saying, is the result of this equaling true? That's the same thing as just saying the result of this. Because if the result of this is true, then my if statement will literally be true. Okay, if that stuff didn't make sense to you, don't worry so much about that. The main point right now is just realizing that you can have Boolean return values.